Oh, hi there. How you guys doing today? Good to see you. Welcome to another day here on the channel. Today, y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. I think we got to have a little bit of a discussion here. It's just going to be Rogue Trader all day. I just kind of want to get lost in this game. I just want to play it. We've got like a bunch of sponsor stuff coming up later this week. I want to check out a game called Once Human. So we've got some new stuff coming up soon, but I just kind of want to give a whole day to this game. So I think that's what we're going to do. Yep. Cool. So we're in our palace. Let's talk to everybody. Oh. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Cool. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilleas Scalander, has informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet you there. Cool. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are up the stairs on the right. Okay, cool. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Cool. All right. Thanks, lady. Okay, so throne room's through there. Ooh, we got some goods. We're just going to raid the servitor's toolbox, apparently. Cool. We'll take all that. Any plans for Wandering Sword? I'm not sure.
What do we have here?
Ooh, what do we have here? Electrified shard net. That sounds fun. Oh, no. 20% tech use? My own safe in my own room is locked to me? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, cool. Look at that. That is badass. Nice balcony, bro. Nice little fire. Bed for the head of the Rogue Trader dynasty is befitting the status of the owner. Damn right it is. Well, that's what it is. What is this? Oh, it's like a hidden compartment. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% dodge against that enemy's attacks until the wearer's next turn. Those are great on an assassin. Those are good for Heinrich, because he moves back and forth to get the abilities there. Triggering. Huh. The leather covers bear the name of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians from Dragonis. Cogitators producing rhythmic sounds, among which is a faint ringing stands out. All right, so let's scum the hell out of this. Wow. Multi-melta. Oh, look at that. Single shot costs 3 AP. We don't really have anyone in our party that can do meltas. I guess our girl can. Can't our Bolta can Argenta do it? I think she can. Have to see. Also, 20% victory. You know it. Yeah. Is this Warhammer? Sure is. Let's go talk to our mans. Hi, Gary Kuhn. Gary Kuhn wanted to come say hi. Here, Gary Kuhn. Oh, a big Kuhn. the Chungus. Oh, you gonna go in the back? Look how big that Keen is. This is a cat that's actually lost weight, believe it or not. Right, Keen? Oh, you going down? Yeah, this chair doesn't have nearly as big of a back as the old one. Seem to like that one a lot more. Okay, let's do this. Glory to the great rogue trader. There's Clementia. Let's talk to her first. Your lordship. Clementia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she's dressed rather simply. A parade doublet, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber and a gilded scabbard. Whether for show or protection, no one could say. Only her ring with the Werserian coat of arms indicates she's of the highest social stratum. The governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. Oh, awareness test failed. Interesting. What are your responsibilities as chancellor? To put it simply, I'm your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you, and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, and many gardens, and other demences on Draconis you've inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonis, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonis? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for efficient management of the world and neighboring systems. And according with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. Okay. That's kind of dark. Dargonis is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonis has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with other worlds in the Protectorate? Not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonis went into a frenzy, some of the Psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense in there is keeping them? Probably a necessary evil. Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Draconis. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree, thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Any other issues? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dragonis was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Clementia Werserian triumphed over the accursive Xenos. If you ask my opinion on this matter, we have the situation under control. I wonder if this was the same Xenos who took the sun from the other planet, or from the other system. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. For the first time, it's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name, but despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell she does not entirely believe her own words. Oh. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Well-respected man, and not just on Dragonis, but throughout the Protectorate. Okay. What's more is Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Achilleas Scalander, does it cause any problems? None at all, your lordship. Okay. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilleas, which is unusual for a man of, shall we say, standing. Certainly, your lordship, you can keep the governor waiting. I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your actions or inactions may be interpreted in a certain way. Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay. Let's do a save, just in case. Okay, there's Achilles. Yeah, let's do it. We'll talk to him first. The slender figure clad in robes made from expensive fabric shudders from violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. Oh, okay. So it does. I am not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, Rogue Trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valancius' successor. Allow me to introduce Achilleas Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Ministratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilleas' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the border of your protectorate. Greetings, Lord Cohh von Valancius. Allow me to once again express my deepest condolences for the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Kunrad Voigtvir's accomplices on the capital world. Do you know anything about what has become of Kunrad Voigtvir? Word of his treason reached Dargonis too late. Kunrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately once he has sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. One second. One second. Okay. By the way, sorry, I'm talking to my YouTube team. I saw a comment on YouTube that there are two types of phone calls that I take. Ones where I take the phone call and keep playing, and ones where I take the phone call and just sit there while I'm on the phone. So somebody on YouTube left a comment for the second type of phone calls. If we could remove those from the video, that'd be great. And we're figuring out how to do that. So we'll do that moving forward. So if I'm still playing and on the phone, we'll leave that in. But if I'm just kind of sitting there on the phone, then we'll take that out. Yeah, appreciate the feedback. The worst, I mean, they could just fast forward it, of course, but again, we're here for you. We're here for you. The worst of the rumors he started was when he was the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. Moshi Moshi. I've already forwarded all official reports to your Seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonis' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonis, much like nobles on most world, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonis are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drivestems, the Gapricks, and the Sourbacks. I should also mention the Werserians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Tell me about the Drivestems. Ancient governor house of Dargonis, predictably, the greater the wealth of the von Valancius protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. The reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban Drivestem's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victims to Xenos raids. Well, that's kind of huge. One small detail. They're working with our blood enemy to kill their rivals. Okay. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the von Valancius heir, not his servant. Okay. What makes the Gaprak special? The Gapraks hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiava Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. What can you tell me about House Sourback? Religious and hardworking, the Sourbacks own many enterprises, including distillation manufacturers that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the Sourback family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. We know about the Werserians. I love these. I love the Werserians. Under Dargonis, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonis. And secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the road traders' favor. After hearing all that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those sycophants executed at once. Okay, enough about the nobles. Was there anything else you wanted to report? At this time, it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos, and the threat they pose to both you and to humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Cronus expanse, warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark, or been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. Hey, Karistan. And thank you, Katie. That was nice of you, buddy. Red does a great job. It is within my power supply to you. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg for your protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contact will serve you well. I beseech you, Cohh, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from Rogue Trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Okay. What are your responsibilities? We already know about this. He's a secretary. Yeah. Less officially, I'm afraid I can't even disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taking root on upstanding planets of humanity. Okay. Talking about Xenos. The residents of the local system are no strangers to skirmishes with enemies of humanity, but recently the loathsome beasts seem to have completely flown off the handle. We're receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonis. Both they and the colonies they departed from are being attacked. We've identified the breed of Xenos that pose its threat, the Drukhari, humanity's ancient and insidious foe. Be vigilant on your travels. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity, there are those who are willing to grovel before our enemies in the hopes of a valuable reward. You may be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics. Overwhelming evidence indicates that a marauded void station in Lengren's Belt is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not above dealing with Xenos. I was unable to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps you'd like to pay a courtesy call to these scoundrels yourself. You know anything about the cult of the Final Dawn? My knowledge is deplorably limited. All my attention should be focused on tracking Xenos activity. I'm sure that Master Van Calix can tell you much more about the heretics than I. One sec. Great. About your unofficial work. Whom do you truly serve, the rogue trader or the interrogator of the Inquisition? Achilleas quickly glances at Heinrichs. And whom does the rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne, the Protectorate? Could it be that one stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense in discussing it? Okay, I don't want to say either of that other stuff. What happened to the scars on your face? About 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was burned alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargonis saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. Okay. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived in court. I imagine the Chancellor's already prepared to arrange a meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you're ready to see him. Before we do that, is there anything in here we want? There's Pascal. What's up, buddy? My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnissiah assigned to this palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory result. Good, I was just wondering that. Ooh. Nice. Abelard, what's up, buddy? Cool. Here we go. All right. Talk to the governor and figure out what we're doing here. Tell them I'm ready to see the governor. Cohh and Valencius, 20th in his line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, and ruler of the Coronis Expanse from the Krennic system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads, I bid you welcome. Urban Drivestem, governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valencius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonis and of the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. There's no... sure. Do as you see fit. Okay. Esteemed Cohh, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and preserve in spite of this tragedy together, and let us carry on where she no longer can be leading the Von Valencius Protectorate to even greater prosperity. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropaths of Dargonis flew into a rage, and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonis Navy travel without relying on the services of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the Von Valencius dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. Okay. Any news from Kunrad? Lord Voitvir visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all the whispering in the corridors had come from. I shall be frank with you. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gives grounds for all manner of rumors and misinterpretations, especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Kunrad Voitvir was once a true boon to the Protector back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. My subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in too short a span. I will prove myself worthy of the position. Your desire is most commendable, but please do not forget, a ruler should never bow to their attendants, or some might see it as a show of weakness. What do the nobility expect from me? We are all troubled by the fate of the Agro-World Janus that supplied Dargonis and other planets with food. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprak is perturbed by the loss of communications with the industrial world Kiava Gamma, which is in their charge. But if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world of Vibo 6. This is the first time you've heard of that. One of the key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Such intriguing concern for the Vibo 6 outpost. Does your house happen to own the extraction stations there? Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decision in any way. Nice non-answer there, huh? You see, without Vibo 6, the manufactorums on your world will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange for new shipments. And in these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Von Valencius dynasty. I've already visited the Agri-World Janus. Governor Viat found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viat line is one of the oldest in the Von Valencius Protectorate. If the inheritor of such a well-respected blood could not handle whatever's befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed. Vistenza Viat is no longer in charge of the world. She is dead. I've delivered Janus into more capable hands. Viat line is broken? Such horrible news. Oh, it will shake many who were connected to the Viats and who are used to the immunity that comes with our class. That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else? I don't know where to begin. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight. I've been a menace to the worlds. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? I would love for you to watch with me, but unfortunately, this particular game is a little much. This is an adult game. Yeah, lots of just reading and stuff. There's not really a lot of. Not allowed to play. I'm sorry. Nice shirt, by the way. I like it. It's a big cat. It is. Want me to take you back upstairs?
But Gary's in here.
We'll be right back. He is in here. Thank you. Okay. Only we have the power to stop this madness. Oh! All right. Now to issues on a smaller scale. There's a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox secession to the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprisings are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nevertheless, I prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? If we send them noble, lavish gifts, that will show them that we reward that behavior. We don't want to do that. If we make arrangements for public purges, it's definitely pretty heavy-handed, not really big about that. We could not care about them. I think that's honestly like a valid consideration. Or we can assassinate them. Warhammer 40k, ladies and gentlemen. Huh. Okay. So, the only thing that I'm kind of wanting to do about is that I do feel that's kind of like speaking their language. I mean, that's why they want to be here, and they're not sure that we'll be able to supply them with what they want. So by showing them we can give them what they want as a new ruler, they did just kind of make it clear how this whole system works. I mean, they're basically, again, they're spiders that are vying, you know, to jump on the weakest link. But then again, that's going to cost me a lot of profit factor, isn't it? Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten the families. Yeah, okay. They've also made it clear that we can't show weakness. So, yeah. One last thing, Your Lordship. Your inauguration as Bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about the one crucial detail. I imagine you're intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship of being represented on Dargonis by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded by House Drivestem. I feel like it's best... Oh, I hate saying this. I feel like it's best to keep doing Drivestem, even though we have some serious doubts. I kind of want to give it to the Werserians, but I feel like that would cause an upheaval. Man, I feel like we've gotten like multiple big choices back to back. Like, my God, dude. So we've got like the religious folk. We've got the workers, the religious folk, the Xeno murderer people, and Werserians. Who I like the Werserians best, but I know that if we put them at the top, it would be a problem. I know that that could bring them more issues than they'd want. I'm gonna let Drivestem do it. There's no need to alter tradition. Yeah. I think that's best, man. What about yourself in House Drivestem? My house is the oldest and most respected on Dargonis. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for this world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the system subservient to you, and we're responsible for the Protector's logistic and economic stability. Okay. As for me personally, I'm a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject to the Rogue Trader, and to my great pleasure I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's closest friend. At Urban's last words, Abelard lets out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. Urban gives him a look, which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. Let's do it. Let's do the ceremony. I'm afraid that until you deal with pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable, and the central wards of the Von Valancius Protectorate are going through a crisis, and warp disturbances, if void observers are to be believed, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. Oh. So we gotta do all the other stuff first. Interesting. Okay.